All right, I don't know what kind of psychological operation we're dealing with here, but I do know that at the end of it, it equals the loss of freedoms. I've had people send me information that Pavel Durov, who is the founder and CEO of Telegram, who's just arrested at a Paris airport. And we'll go over the charges here in a second, but people are telling me that he is part of the Young Global Leaders for the World Economic Forum, which would be very interesting and would play right into any kind of psyop that they would be launching against us. And that makes me think of projection. It seems like because Pavel Durov is a multi-billionaire. I saw some reports he's worth 11 to 13 billion dollars. The projection is, hey, if we can do this to a multi-billionaire, we can easily do it to you. Same projection campaign they had with Donald Trump. Hey, if we can kick this guy off a platform, a president, a sitting president of the United States, we can kick him off the platform with over 90 million followers. What do you think we're going to do to you when you step out of line? But I thought this article was interesting by Fox News. Says Vindeman, and we'll go over him in a second. Remember him from a couple of years ago? Says Musk should be nervous after Telegram CEO was arrested. Free speech absolutist weirdos. Telegram CEO Pavel Durov is being accused of not taking sufficient action to limit criminal activity on the messaging app. So governments, in this case, the French government, and I also heard that, and we went over this in a previous video, a couple days before Pavel Durov gets arrested at the France airport, the Paris airport, he did an interview with Tucker Carlson where he revealed one of his data analysts or one of his engineers was pulled aside by the FBI, and basically they requested backdoor access to the encrypted Telegram. But what's interesting is these governments who can't even limit criminal activity in their own prison system want to limit criminal activity on a social media app. Just such hypocrisy from government. Plus, what are you doing? You're limiting free speech from people who want to use that platform, and they want to be left alone to have free speech on that platform. This isn't a wink and a nod to criminal activity on social media platforms, but I'll tell you this, I'd rather have dangerous freedom over the peaceful slavery that the government wants us to have. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, who made waves as a key witness in the impeachment trial against former President Donald Trump, issued a warning to Elon Musk on Sunday after Telegram messaging app CEO Pavel Durov was arrested in France. Durov was served with an arrest warrant in Paris on Saturday night following a preliminary police investigation surrounding his alleged failure to sufficiently limit criminal activity on Telegram.
The founder of the popular messaging app called Telegram is due in court in the coming days after being arrested in a Paris airport as many grow concerned with free speech and censorship online in the EU. George Washington University Law School professor and Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley is completely against this arrest, and he joins us now. Good morning to you.
Hi, Ainsley.
Hi, good morning. So the authorities say the app was being used for organized crime, drug trafficking, fraud, cyberbullying, and promotion of terrorism. Despite all of that, you're still against his arrest. Why?
Can anybody terrorize the people more than governments? Can anybody cyberbully or just regularly bully people more than governments? I mean, they're the ones taking your money. They're the ones threatening you. They're the ones creating laws that make you less free, but they're the ones who want to protect you from dangerous speech on social media platforms. You couldn't get a thicker irony.
I am. People need to realize what's really going on here. We haven't seen anything akin to a charging sheet, but it appears that he's being arrested under these European laws that are designed to force social media companies to engage in censorship. The most infamous for free speech advocates is the Digital Services Act. I discussed the DSA in my new book, The Indispensable Right, because it is one of the greatest threats to free speech that we have today around the world. European regulators have threatened people like Elon Musk that he needs to censor American citizens, even candidates like President Trump, to remove anything that they consider to be false or disinformation. And this is a global effort to control speech. And so
And who will be placed in the position to determine what is good speech or what's bad speech? What is misinformation? What's real information? We've got the propagandists from CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media. And why do I call it CIA infiltrated? All you have to do is go back to the Church Committee of the 1970s. And already back then, we're talking about 73, 74, 1975. The CIA had already infiltrated all of televised and print media with their agents. What is the Smith-Mundt Act? That's the United States government, the Department of Defense, which should be called the Department of Offense or the Department of War, can peddle their propaganda domestically now, whereas it used to be, hey, okay, we're gonna lay down some thick blankets of propaganda, but it can only be international propaganda. Under the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, they can peddle their propaganda right here on American soil, but they're the ones, and I know this is the French government, this is the EU, this is the European government, but all these governments are the same. They want to force voices into silence. That's what censorship is. It's by violence forcing you into silence. Because if you don't shut up, you're going to jail. If you continue to keep talking, they'll off you. That's what governments do, because you can't resist the government. We're here to protect you from all this crime. We, the Zio International Crime Ring, are here to protect you from crime. It's just messed up.
Hard to be sympathetic with some Russian billionaire, right? I mean, that's not exactly someone that you rally to the park to defend. But he's being charged with misconduct of others using his site. It's like arresting AT&T CEO because the mob used a telephone to do its business.
It'd be like the owners of Motel 6 being arrested because somebody used one of their rooms to commit a crime just because Tom Bodette left the light on for you.
I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
And the question for American citizens is whether we're going to allow these global censors to basically control speech from Europe. Free speech is in a free fall in Europe. And Ainsley, it was no accident when Elon Musk bought Twitter. Figures like Hillary Clinton almost immediately went to Europe and called on them to use the DSA. Consider that.
And that is so weird to me, because we know Hillary Clinton is not on our side. We know no parasitic politician is on our side. And yet they're fighting against Elon Musk, who you also know isn't on your side. How do we know Elon Musk isn't on our side? We got this guy from Neuralink, SpaceX, Tesla, receiving billions of dollars in government subsidies. He's in the back pocket of the government. And yet they're fighting against each other. It's like this massive WWE dog and pony show. You got Elon Musk already showing his true colors and his fangs coming out when he says, hey, I'm a free speech absolutist, but then keeps people off of his platform and continues to ban people today. That's not being a free speech absolutist.
To use the DSA to censor American citizens. That's a former presidential candidate calling for censorship through these officials.
Yeah, I have a hard time with this one because I agree with you. You shouldn't. Who's determining what's misinformation? Censorship of that, I understand that a lot of people are against that because of free speech laws. But this is promoting danger.
Well, you know,
I mean, I guess in a sense you are, but freedom is dangerous. And the slavery that they want you to be under appears to be peaceful, but it's not. It ends up with you being silenced. If you're not silenced, or if you don't say the right things, or when they deem that you've said the wrong things, then they bring you before a tribunal and then you go to jail because of words. Freedom might be dangerous, but you know what's more dangerous? Not having that freedom and trusting government functionaries, government censors, to tell us what we can or can't say.
The important thing here, Ainsley, is that we can arrest people for engaging in conduct. If you're using the telephone or if you're using social media to engage in human trafficking or child pornography, of course you can be arrested. Mm-hmm. But what the complaint is against these social media companies is that they're not doing enough content moderation. And of course they emphasize things like child pornography. But you'll notice they're also talking about extreme viewpoints. In England, the last...
And they lump all those things together. They put them on the exact same plane. So if you're not dealing with this, if you're not dealing with these people with these bad viewpoints, you're probably not dealing with this right here. This is heavy duty stuff right here. Robert Kennedy Jr. came out and said France just arrested Pavel Durov, founder and CEO of the encrypted, uncensored Telegram platform. The need to protect free speech has never been more urgent. We had Snowden come out, who said the arrest of Durov is an assault on the basic human rights of free speech and association. I'm surprised and deeply saddened that Macron, that's from France, has descended to the level of taking hostages as a means for gaining access to private communications. It lowers not only France, but the world. You're surprised that Global World Economic Forum and Bilderberg puppet Macron has done this? Why are you surprised at that? Why are you saying that? Why are you using your social media platform, Snowden, to say things like that? Apparently, Vindman wrote, while Durov holds French citizenship, is arrested for violating French law. This has broader implications for other social media, include Twitter. There's a growing intolerance for platforming disinfo and malign influence, and a growing appetite for accountability. That's censorship. Musk should be nervous. We should resist at every attempt from anyone to snatch the precious jewel of freedom of speech. As a matter of fact, what did Patrick Henry say? Guard with jealous attention the public liberty. Suspect anyone who comes near that precious jewel. Nothing will preserve it but downright force. And when you give up that force, you are ruined. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel, grab a shirt, but more importantly, understand that in times of universal deceit, telling the truth, which they call misinformation, is a revolutionary act. I will see you in the next video.